All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're excited to spend a little bit of time with you. Diane put this together. We wanted to talk to you about goals and about finishing the month strong, coming into the end of the year strong, starting next year really strong. So for those of you that just caught my opportunity meeting, I talked just a little bit about our experience in the past where we didn't run hard at the end of a year and what it cost us. It literally cost us almost a year in growth because it stunted our momentum at the beginning of the next year. And it took us that whole year to really kind of catch up. And it was a lot of hard work, much harder than we would have had to work had we put in a little bit of a burst right before the year started. So that's what we want to make sure that you all are aware of so that you're finishing the year strong. So I'm going to share screen with you for just a second. So this chart is something that I would love for you all to have in your very forefront. Put it in your car, put it on your fridge, put it on your mirror in your bathroom, put it somewhere so that you have this accessible and you have it in your mind so that you have it just easily at your beck and call. You know who your 4 people are, or you know where you need to be working. Be filling this in. So when I fill this in, I use pencil. Remember those? We all used to have them. I've gone back to buying pencils again, mostly for this purpose. I usually use pen on everything. But when I do my charts, I use pencil because I'll put in 4 people that I think are going to be my builders, and I'm almost always wrong. So I use pencil because I've just learned that it doesn't matter what they sound like on the outside. It doesn't matter what they promise or what their dreams are, what their hopes and goals are. Life can get in the way, and some people let it stop them. They just do. They have all the potential in the world, and they just let it stop them. So it doesn't matter how bad we want it for them. It doesn't matter what we see in potential for them. Some of the biggest people that we've brought in that we just thought, oh, they're going to be surefire. They're going to run all the way to the top. Gone. Gone. In fact, I had a call yesterday from a guy that is in my phone as his name A16. That's how he put himself in my phone. And he's not even in the company anymore. You just don't know what's going to derail somebody. So I use pencil because I'm committed to finding 1 person in each leg that will go get 4. And once they've done that, they get pen. So then they graduate, they get written over in pen, and they're officially on my chart. But until they're in pen, all it takes is an erase, and I can put somebody else's name in there. They may not be the top of that line, but for this chart doesn't need to look like your back office. This chart is who you're working with, 1 in each leg, who is getting their 4. So you might have your mom, your sister, other people in this line, but then you get to John, and John's your builder. So John might go at the top, even though you know there's people in between, they're not participating at the same level. So John's name might go at the top of that leg because John's the person in leg number 1 that you're working with. Does that make sense? So then we're going to help John get 4. And John might have the same scenario. He might have one of his children in, and then he puts in his friend Matt, and Matt's a builder, and Matt's name goes at the top underneath John because Matt's the one that we're helping in that leg to go get 4. Doesn't matter if there's people in between. We're looking for the 1 in that leg that's going to go get their 4 people. Does that make sense? And if everybody will just focus on filling in this chart, whatever it takes to find 4, 1 in each leg, who will find 4. That's simple. And then for the leaders, there's the next chart that shows a 3rd level. I don't have that chart pulled up, so I'm not going to show you that one, but that's the next level. So once you get your solid 4 in and you can see that they're getting their solid 4 in, then I transition to yet a 3rd chart that shows places to write in the third level. I haven't yet figured out a way to chart it past that. But if everybody will just chart to their 3 or chart to their 2 even, then you can map it. Because then what you need to start doing as it grows bigger than that, then we're reaching down and we're checking with the people that are in the bottom levels and these bottom layers here, and we're checking with them and saying, hey, text me your chart. Let me see where you're at. How can I help you? And they can text you their chart and you can see where the gaps are and where the needs are on their chart. So we don't have to necessarily chart it for deeper, but this is something I want you all to be working on. 20 people is not that big of a deal, people. It really isn't. If you had to fill in all 20 by yourself, you could. Really, truly, I believe that every single person on here could go fill in 20 positions if you needed to. So let's get this done. If you don't have your 20 done, let's get this done by the end of the year. That would be my first sprint for you. I just got off the phone with somebody an hour ago who said, I don't know if I can do a long race, but if you'll give me little sprints, I can do little sprints. So your sprint for now is get your 20 filled in, get your 4 and help them find their 4 by the end of the year. If you've already done that, find a couple people or 2 or 3 or even 4 people on your team that you can help fill out their charts. Okay, so there's a couple different levels of people on this call. So we're going to cover both levels. If you don't have your own 20 filled in, that is sprint 1. If you've already kind of got this in motion and you've got leaders established on your team, then your goal is to identify somebody in each of your legs and help them fill in their chart. Okay, that should cover everybody on this call. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is having your own goal. You need to have a goal for every single month. So here we are, we're in the middle of November. If you don't have a goal yet for this month, it's not too late to set one. It might not necessarily be rank based this late in the month. Maybe your goal is all hedged around, I need to find 3 more people on level 2. I'm going to help this person find 2, and I'm going to help this person find 1, and we're going to fill in the chart. Or maybe your goal is, I don't have any growth in this particular leg. There's nobody that's duplicating. I need to go sign up a new personal for leg number 3 so that hopefully I can find somebody who will go get 4. So you're just filling in gaps. But it's really good as we start into December, make sure that every single one of you have a rank goal for December. Know what you're trying to hit, know what you're trying to get done. Some of you are still trying to get to A6 so that you can go on the fly-in. If that's the case, A6 is 10,000 in volume. That's 20 people coming in with a 500 pack. Almost everybody on here has some residual auto ship volume that's going to help offset that. So you can take a look at that and see how much you're going to need on top of it to hit a rank. I'm just going to jump through some of this. This is our back office training, and I'm going to refer back to it here for just a moment so I can show you. If you don't know how to see where you're at, this is how you can see where you're at. So this has been logged into actives.com. You should see your name up in the upper right-hand corner. It'll say welcome and your name. We've blotted out all the personal information on this site so that it can be kept impersonal, so nobody's feeling exposed. But it should say your name there. You'll see these options in your back office. The one I want you to look at is the one here with the arrow. It says My Team. When you click on that, it'll take you into something that looks something like this. It'll show your team there, and so it'll look different with the circles. But what we're looking for is this graphic tree right here on the left. Okay, we want you to click on the graphic tree so that you can see your tree drawn out like this. The first one that it'll automatically go to is detailed genealogy. It's just a list of your downline. This graphic tree is a visual. Maybe you think differently than I do and you like different charts. That's totally fine. I'm going to take you through the way that I think, because that's the best way I know to teach. But if you find a different way that resonates with you better, There isn't just one way to do this, but this is one way. So if you click on graphic tree, it'll show your team. And then if you see the arrows down below, if you're looking for somebody down below, you'd need to click on the arrow to open up what's down below there. But the main thing I want you to know is what happens when you click on the circle itself. So if you hover over a circle and you don't click on it, it just pops up the name and the rank. That's not what we're looking for. I want you to actually click on the circle. So if you're looking at your own, you don't even have to do this on your own. You can access it from the back office on the main page. I'll show you where in just a second, but you can do this for your downline by clicking on their circle, and it pops up a screen that looks like this. If it's your own that you're looking at, this screen shows at the top on your back office. You don't have to go into any charts. It's there just waiting for you. But the process is the same, whether you're looking for a downlines information or you're looking for your own. What you're looking for is this OV line. Okay, OV means organizational volume. I gotta find my phone here. It's been charging. So I never look at the organizational volume without having my phone handy, because I always look through actives.info, go to the compensation plan section, and I use the chart that's there when I'm looking at this back office, because I don't have all the numbers memorized. And if you don't have all the numbers memorized, you need to probably do the same thing, because having this chart with this chart makes a really complete view of what's going on with somebody. So when you're in the back office and you see the OV, it's not going to show it right here because this is a still shot. But if I were to hover my mouse over the OV line, it would change to a hand. And anytime there's a hand, it means that you can actually touch on that and it'll open up another link. Okay, so when you touch on the OV line, it pops up a box, excuse me, that's an OV report. The OV report shows the breakdown of your organization. So back on this main, if you can kind of look underneath, the OV was 1480 out of 2,500. So the 1480, this breaks it down to show you how that breaks out into the legs. So one leg was doing 1,000, one leg was doing 240, and their own volume was doing 240. So when you do an auto ship, your own volume counts towards your rank advancement. A lot of companies don't allow that. It helps the people above you, but doesn't help you at all. In this company, they let you count your own volume. It's really cool. So in order to go to the next rank, this person was trying to get to 2,500, which would be an A3. They were 1,020 short. So looking at this chart is helpful because this chart shows that you actually need 500 outside of the main leg in order to hit. So they've got 240 plus 240 is 480. So they only need $20. There's not even a product we can order for $20. So any product ordered either by your own account or by this person or by a brand new person signed up, any of that would count for the minimum leg requirement. And then the rest could come out of this big leg if you wanted it to. If there's more growth there and they're signing up people, if they put in another 2 people, that would give another 1,000. That would put them at A3. So this chart helps you see where you're at and where you need to be to hit your rank. So back here, it's going to always show you the rank that is closest to where you're at, or it'll show you your life rank. So sometimes it shows one, sometimes it shows the other, but usually it'll show you what you're close to hitting. And it'll show you, actually, a lot of times when I open it up, it shows the rank that I've accomplished. So it would actually have shown A2 for this person. You have to come up and actually click on the rank. See, there's a little down arrow. Anytime there's a down arrow, that means that there's a menu you can pop up too. So a triangle means there's something you can open up. The down arrow shows there's something you can open up, or a hand hovering over the top shows that there's something you can open up. So when you click on the rank, it would pop up a list and you can pop it down to the next rank. And that's what we've done for this example is we took it up to the next rank. That then shows what's missing and what's remaining to be done. This AL is how many legs you need to have to be an A3. They only need 2, and both of those have been accomplished. So they're both showing solid. If they needed to have a third leg, it would be just an outline and it would show that there's an empty spot there. So these charts are really helpful because it's going to help you to see, okay, if I want to hit the next rank for this month or for next month, what do I need to accomplish that? So you can go and you can click onto the rank that you want. So for some of you that are going for A6, you could go in today into your back office, change your rank to A6, and these chart will adjust to show you what exactly is needed, what's remaining that's needed in order for you to hit A6. So these two lines, the TCOV and the OV, this is the total commissionable organizational volume, and this is the organizational volume. So sometimes these will be different because there's a gap in, you may have the volume that you need for that rank, but it's all coming out of the big leg, and there's still some needed out of the smaller legs. So keep an eye on that. That's why I use my actives.info chart alongside, because this is going to show me each of the ranks. It's going to show me what's needed in, how much can I take from the biggest leg? How much do I need to have out of my smaller legs to be able to qualify? So that being said, make sure you know what your rank is for November that you want to hit. It's not too late to be setting those goals. I've seen people do, 20,000 in a month. You can certainly do 10,000 and a half a month. You can certainly do 5,000 in the last week of a month. So if you're close, don't stop. Don't give up. People that you're talking to are around a lot of family and friends this time of year. So you can, almost any time that you have an excuse, it can also be the reason why to do it. It's all about attitude. So some people will sit back and say, it's the holidays, I don't want to bother people. Other people are going to look at it and go, it's the holidays, I'm going to see my aunts and uncles that I never see. I would love to help them feel better. I would love to help them not be shaking anymore, not hurting so much, or be able to sit down and stand up easier. I would love to be able to give them this blessing this time of year. So it's all about how we look at it. Yes, we don't want to be hijacking our family over turkey, but if it naturally comes up at the dinner table, tactfully tell them, I have something really important I need to tell you about that. We can do it now, or we could talk about it later. I don't want to hijack the table with this, but it's something that I think could make a really big blessing in your life. Don't be afraid to talk to people about it. It's a perfect time of year to bless someone's life. And the people that you're talking to are going to be around the same blessing. They're going to have drive time to get to wherever they're going, most likely. If they're traveling to go see someone for the holidays, see if you can talk to them while they're on that long drive. Maybe just give them some talking points for while they're with their family and their loved ones. Don't hold back. Some of the biggest people that we've ever enrolled have been at the most strange times that you just think, oh, that would never work. We were on our way to a meeting years and years ago, and happened to call a lady to see if she could make it to this meeting because it happened to be close to where she was living. She said, oh, I can't, but you should call my brother. So we called the brother. We didn't even know the brother. And he came to the meeting 5 minutes later. He just dropped everything and came. And a month later, he'd done $100,000 in volume. Do you think we were glad we called the lady on the way to the meeting? We were thrilled we called the lady on the way to the meeting, and she didn't even make it to the meeting. She still signed up, thank goodness, because she then signed up her brother. But he exploded, and he would never have happened if we had said, oh, it's too late, she's going to be busy, and you talk yourself out of it, because we all have a million excuses we can always make. Or you can just do it. Because if you don't do it, the answer is definitely no, because you didn't even give them an opportunity. But if you give them the chance, what if it's just a big win? What if it's a big win for them? What if it's a big win for their family? We had no idea that she even had this brother, or that he would be such a go-getter. You just don't know who they know, and you don't know who needs what you have. So if it comes to your mind, don't make the excuses. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it after Thanksgiving. Talk to them, because maybe, just maybe, they'll talk to your next go getter leader over the next 3 days. You don't know who they're going to come in contact with. You don't know what state they're going to be in. They might be flying somewhere and run into somebody in an airport that they see. They're like, okay, I really don't know anything about this because I just heard about it, but I think this really might help you. You need to talk to my friend. And they'll put you with somebody that's absolutely dynamic. So you just don't know. Don't make the excuses. Don't go into turkey coma. Keep building your business, because this can be one of the most powerful times of the year. And what it does is it sets you up for this massive growth as January hits and everybody's got their resolutions. And now you have solutions for them, and you have an arsenal of people that are out there with solutions as well. It's not just your word, and it's not just on your back. You've created momentum on your team that can exponentially grow. We were having an interesting conversation a couple of hours ago with a young man that all of a sudden just went, oh, it does matter what I do, doesn't it? Exponential growth of 0 is 0. It was like this big epiphany. I said, yeah, exponential growth of 0 is 0. If you are starting this and you don't do anything, there's nothing that will come from it. Exponential growth doesn't just happen. You don't just get caught in a company because you're early in it. You have to lay the seed. You have to put in a period of time where you sprint and you put in the work to get the ball rolling. And then, yes, the timing can capture it and exponentially grow your work. But exponential growth of 0 is 0. And it doesn't matter what timing you have. It doesn't matter if you have the best company and the best products in the world, which, sideline, I think we do. But it doesn't matter if you don't do anything with it. So if you don't know what to say, use the 3-way calls. Use the people above you and around you that do know the answers and have the passion and the belief to be able to say the things that you're not quite ready to say yet. That's what 3-way calls are for. If you're not getting the results, you're not getting the closes that you want, use the tools that are available to you. Your upline leadership is amazing. You all basically stem somehow back through Diane, and the leaders underneath her are incredible. So I could list off your names, but you're all just incredible. And above Diane is Jan and Coco, and they're right there and willing to help. And then me, we're all ready and willing to help you. So don't make the excuses that you don't know what to say. Put them on the Zooms, put them on the 3-way calls. If they can't make the Zooms, there are recorded presentations. There's actually quite a number of them. We're actually, trying to get everything archived on YouTube and places that you can have resources to pull from whenever you need. But right now, the most accessible one is activespresentation.com. It's short. It's the full thing, 28 minutes, and they can watch the full presentation. So that's a resort if they can't get on a live Zoom or they can't meet with somebody in person, and then put them on a 3-way call with somebody in the upline support team. You'll remember on that chart that I put a place for the enroller's number, because it's important to use your enroller as much as you can. They are your number one go-to in your business. They're your business partner. They're the one that you want to go to first. If they are brand new and don't quite know yet, then you both should be on the phone with the person or people above them so that you can both learn, because you want to be able to be self-sustaining as quickly as you can, but those people aren't there to support until you know how. And then the rest of your support team can come from wherever. It's upline normally, but it might even be crossline. Sometimes people find somebody crossline that they work really well with and they bounce off really well. So, you can help them with their calls. They can help you with their calls. The person that's looking at the business doesn't care about the hierarchy. They don't know who sponsored who and who's crossline or who's whatnot. They just want information on the company. So does it really matter? It really doesn't. But you want to make sure that it's reciprocal. So if they're giving their time to you, make sure you're giving your time back to them and that it's give and take so that you are helping people. So just know that there are people standing by and ready and willing to help. Over on the side, we have our team communication, which is the Telegram, so that they can be plugged in with the team and not feel isolated. If you're not on the Telegram yet, please get on Telegram. Our group is called FastPass. If you can't find it, check with your upline and they'll get you added to the team group. The calendar of events so that you know when and where to find the Zooms is on Active's FastPass. It's an app and it has links. It has the information on when all the Zooms are so that you can always feel plugged in. You know when to invite your people to join. If they can't view the Zoom because they're working, it just doesn't work with their schedule, you can use activespresentation.com or any of the other recorded videos that you like that resonate. You're just like, that's the one for this person. Great. If they need more information, go to actives.info. There's enough on here that you should be able to get your people in and educated and filling in your gaps. So if you don't have your 20 filled out, that's the sprint of the day. There's people on here to help you do it. There's people on here to help you with three-way calls or help you anywhere along the way that you need. And for those of you that have already done it, I know who you are, good job, keep going, find people in each of your legs to help fill out their charts, and let's get as many people growing as we can to really help your groups explode come the end of the year. Diane, is there anything else that you'd like me to cover?
Gosh, it may be questions and from everyone. They can unmute themselves.
Yeah, I can take a few questions. Does anybody have any?
Looks like Greg has one. Can you unmute yourself, Greg?
Microphone in the left corner.
It's the little microphone.
Unmute.
There you
Okay.
go.
I didn't hit the mute button. I didn't hit anything initially. Okay, actives.com, where the presentation, the 28-minute presentation is. You just go on Google.
Activespresentation.com.
Oh, activespresentation.com.
Yeah, actives.com will take you to the company website, which is great, but not a presentation.
Okay. So that's the easy way to send the before the three-way call or whatever.
Right, but I don't ever just send it out, right?
No,
People
no, you have a
so
conversation.
spam. You've got to talk to them first, make sure they're open to watching it, that they're looking for it, and they will watch it when you send
Don't
it.
send it. They promise I'm going to watch it right now.
Right, otherwise it's just spamming them.
Yeah. It'll be like me and my 6,000 emails.
Oh, yeah, we're all just inundated with information. So we don't want to be part of that. We want to be part of the solution.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I
Anybody else?
just wanted to say, some of you don't, 20 might sound like a big number for you, but just go for your first 4 and we're all here to help you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mhm.
Trish, you had mentioned about getting this momentum going for the coming year through the holidays. So there are stats. What is the record months for enrollments for network marketing type companies?
That's a really good Ryan Thompson question. He's a statistician and he loves to watch the industry. So we can ask him that. He would probably cover that on our Wednesday call. I don't know, but I know that historically January is a huge month.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it shapes up in comparison to the other months, but I know that as a whole, especially here in the United States, we're all making our lists of resolutions, and like I would guess as much as 80 to 90% of people either have money or health at the top of their list. And most people have something to do with each of those somewhere on their list. So people are poised and ready for what we have in a way that otherwise they're not. You also run into tax time when people are sometimes getting that tax refund. And it's a really good way for them to make their refund work for them and put it into something that can create income. So it's a good time to be able to, double dip. We're hitting their resolutions. We're also hitting that they have a resource to be able to start a business where maybe on a normal scale they don't. So January, February, March are traditionally really big momentum months if they're come into with momentum. If not, and you're trying to kickstart in January, February, March, you just kind of are one step behind the whole time.
Mhm.
So that's why we wanted
you.
to have this call right now. Okay, well, let's try and keep this to around a half an hour. And if you've got other questions, I'm always available. You could text me, call me, or Diane is amazing. So go ahead and use the leadership that you've got. Matthew's a wealth of knowledge. Corey, you've got great leaders. Nancy, great leaders out of this market. So use the leaders that are available, get your questions answered, and don't let them become excuses. Don't let them become roadblocks, because anything that's out there is meant to be gotten over, right? If you think about this like what do they call it? Totally just spaced it. There's a race that people actually pay for that is like the hardest race that you can even imagine. And it's mud crawls and climbing over these big walls, and it's hard, right? But they do it for fun. And at the end, they just have the shirt that says that I did it. Well, this isn't even hard, right? Our obstacles are like, what do I say when I pick up the phone? It's not nearly as hard as climbing over a 30-foot wall or a 20-foot wall or however big they are, but you have help. If you don't know what to say when you pick up the phone, call somebody that you do feel comfortable calling, right? Call your support and say, help me. Or you can actually go to actives.info and watch the video on how to start a conversation, and they'll give you like 15 different options, and somewhere in the middle you'll go, oh, that one would resonate with Jen. Okay, now I know what to say. And then you call her and you make the call, and it's okay. So there's lots of tools available to help you over each wall that you come to. Don't let that be the wall that stops you. The only thing that will stop you is if you do nothing and you let that obstacle be the thing that stops you. All right.
Okay.
We believe in
Thank
all of you. We're excited for you. I'm going to get that chart added to actives.info. I'll probably post it to the Telegram as well, so you can print off the newest version.
Oh,
Fill
good.
in who your support team is so that you know who the people that you're calling are. It's best to try and find them within 3 to 4 levels of you, so you're not finding people that are so busy and scattered that they just can't reasonably give you the time that you need. But if you've got people that are cross-line that you want to fill in, just make sure that you know who your go-tos are. Okay. All right. Have a great night, everybody.